Yeah.
David and Goliath. The Philistines were enemies of God. Their army came to fight King Saul's army. A giant soldier named Goliath yelled, "Bring out your best soldier to fight me." So it's Goliath right here. Remember, the Philistines were like 10 foot tall. "If your strongest soldier defeats me, we will be your slaves." He boomed. "If I defeat him, you will be our slaves." So that's what he told basically the army, King Saul's army. King Saul's soldiers were afraid. They did not want to fight the giant. Meanwhile, young David was taking food to his brothers. They were soldiers in King Saul's army. When David reached the camp, he saw Goliath. He heard the giant's challenge. "I'm not afraid to fight the giant," said David. King Saul called for David and told him, "You cannot fight the giant. You're too young." David replied, "But God will be with me." So King Saul gave his armor to David, but it was big and heavy. Look at David. It's too big. David wasn't used to wearing armor. David went to a nearby stream and picked up 5 stones. He stood before Goliath. The giant laughed at him, but David didn't care. He said, "I've come before you in the name of the Lord who rules over all." David put a stone in his sling and ran toward the giant. Then he let the stone fly. So basically, this is David's slingshot, where this is Goliath with all his armor on. David had 5 stones in his hand. Stones are just rocks. He had 5 rocks.
Goliath is bad.
It's big. It hit Goliath's forehead and fell to the ground. The Philistines saw that their hero was dead. They all ran away.
So did technically he have a concussion?
Well, he died. It was bigger than a concussion. The stone hit him in the head and it killed him. And so, but the end of the story, this is the kid version. David does something else and it's sure that he's dead. We'll learn about that later.
Because God was with David and
He was with David. Yeah. So look, King Saul became grumpy. His servants asked David to play his harp for the king. So David was a musician. He wrote a lot of the books and psalms, which is basically music. The music cheered him up. So the king invited David to live in the palace. David became friends with King Saul's son, Prince Jonathan. Jonathan was a prince. Okay, the king was his dad, and Jonathan's sister, Michael. Well, some people say Michelle or Michael. David won many battles for the king. The people said David was a better fighter than the king. This made the king Saul very angry and jealous. Everyone likes David more than me, he thought, so he was upset. Now remember, he invited David into the palace to play the harp. Then David became the general in his army. He started